So before we get into the claims here, if I could sidetrack things for a second, I'd just like to recognize and remember Commissioner Eddie Creighton, that served for a lot of years, passed away recently. I had the honor of working with him. He was a really good man. He's probably one of the wisest men that I knew. And what made me actually think of that is back when we started, they didn't used to do a pledge or a prayer before the meeting. And I suggested we do a pledge, hoping that eventually we get a prayer in there. And Eddie's the one that said, why don't we go ahead and just do that? But a lot of good memories working with him, a lot of things learned, and he had a huge impact on our community and left a great legacy. And yeah, he's a good man. So, yeah. So,
Thank you, Brad. I echo those sentiments.
okay. I'd entertain a motion for the claims in the minutes.
So moved.
Second?
Okay, and then do you guys will also want to make that in the same motion that we will approve?
Claims for the
ones
second?
with it, yeah. Is that good?
Yeah, I will second that.
Okay. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
Signify by
Aye.
saying aye. All right. All right, Steve?
Good morning.
Good morning,
Good
Steve.
morning, sir.
I have, before you today, I'd like to propose, we would like to buy a paver. This is a 665 or 655 paver that Caterpillar from McAllister's. It's a Sourcewell contract. The grand total is $598,149 to be purchased next June is when it would come in. And I'd like your permission to pay for that, to purchase that.
You've got it in your budget, and everything?
No,
Or no?
that's why he's coming to us for
Well, I
an
mean-
additional appropriation.
Okay, friend.
Or
Yeah.
it's actually using our edit funds to be able to pay for the paper, correct?
Yep.
I guess my bottom line question is, it doesn't need to go to the council first.
No, we have.
The money's already
So we got the money.
appropriated in
Okay,
the
that's
edit
that's my
fund.
question. Okay.
Yep.
Okay, thank you.
Yes. So it's not, you're correct, it's not an additional appropriation. It's
No.
using existing edit funds that we were unable to use on a project because we weren't able to get it completed or out to bid. So it's using those funds,
I just
being
didn't
able to
want,
encumber.
okay. I just didn't want to jump out of the council,
Yep.
especially with a couple of them back there.
The key, I think, is that we've got the funds available, and before we get into June, which is the high paving month, and you got a piece of equipment that's not working, we need to get ahead of that if we can, and that's what you're attempting to do.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good,
Okay.
thank you.
Okay. Entertain a motion?
So moved.
I'll second that.
Okay. All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right.
Hey, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thanks, Steve.
Keep up the good work.
Alan?
Good morning, Commissioners.
morning.
We have two items for you from KEDCO this morning. Number one is the 2024 fee-for-service agreement between the Commissioners and KEDCO for economic development services, and we presented that a few weeks ago. No changes to the language of the agreement. It's the same template we had for 2024. And again, appreciate the ongoing partnership with the county in our economic development efforts. So that is item number one.
Very good, thank you.
And if there are any questions, I'm happy to help.
Anybody have any questions? If not, I think we need to.
I don't think so. Do we need a motion for that?
Yes.
Okay, I'll make a motion to
Second.
approve.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
All right, thank you. And item number two, I'm going to ask my colleague Terry Sweeney to join me. We have a request for some of the funding in the economic development projects budget that's in the edit budget for a project in the northern part of the county. So I'll ask Terry to help with any questions, but I know he'd provided a memo that had more of a description.
Morning, Terry.
Good morning, Commissioners.
morning.
Yeah, this is a request for to partially fund a impact study to help assess the return on investment for extending utilities down to South Shore from Syracuse. It would be split evenly between the town of Syracuse, the developer, and then the county. And this came about through a joint meeting of some members of both the redevelopment commission, the county redevelopment commission, the developers, Dave Abbott, and the town of Syracuse council members and some of their redevelopment commission. So it's been a healthy discussion, and they thought that, hey, this makes some sense, but we need to know the numbers in order to make an informed decision. And so in some ways, this impact study says, okay, it makes sense or it doesn't. It doesn't do anything more than that. It just provides information so that the decision makers at the county, the developers, and the town of Syracuse can figure out what makes sense.
Okay, and how much,
Yeah, it's
I remember-
it would be 13,000.
that'd be the,
13,333 and 33 cents would be the county's portion.
that'd be a third, okay.
Yeah, and it would be, come out of the Economic Development Fund, and Alan said there's about 45,000 left.
Right, yeah, that's our
So
special
it's already,
projects.
already
It'll
a
be the
fund that they've
special
got.
projects.
Yeah. Yeah, I think this is a important investment for the county to make, to try and figure out how we can better utilize that property, and getting utilities out to that particular property is gonna be the key on its ability to be able to develop, and then in turn, increase the assessed value in that area. So I'd make a motion to approve the use of the special projects funds for this study.
I'd second that motion with discussion. I think it's a good idea. You've got that all-encompassing process that will get things there to move that project along. And I applaud your work in doing that. So I call the vote.
Okay, all those in favor?
Say aye.
Aye.
Okay,
Thank you.
you,
all
Terry.
right, thanks, Terry. Steve? Morning, sir.
Good morning. I'm here to present the quarterly operating expense claim, the 5311. We are requesting 86,802 from the federal operating funds and 43,401 from the state match, which will bring it to a total of $130,246. And I'm also let you guys know too that we had our NDOT and drug and alcohol review, and everything went well on both of those. So,
Very good.
That's good.
yeah,
That's
really
it was
good.
our first time for everybody at CAVS of doing one of those, because they do them every 4 years. So,
Okay.
That's awesome.
so it was a learning
Congratulations.
experience for all three of us.
All's well that ends well, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Steve, I know I was there at that meeting there for a few hours with you on that review. I think, as we look to the future, though, I think some of the things that they did point out that we need to be looking at is, how can we help improve maybe some of that ridership and availability in some of our more remote communities in the county. So I know those are things that I think as a team, we need to look at how we can better serve our county as a whole with some of these services that we're providing. So I'd make a motion to approve the claim for the section 5311 rural transit claim.
Do we have a motion? Have a second?
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay,
All right, thank you.
thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Kathy?
Good morning. Can you guys-
Following you, just so you know.
What?
You get somebody following you.
Oh, shadow. Good morning, everyone. I
morning.
just would like to request that you please sign the contract that we provided for you from Reedy Financial. And in support of that, I just have a couple of comments. First off, I'd just like to say that this is in your budget, and we did approve it unanimously when we did the budget process. So it's covered in the budget, and so I'd like to make that point. Secondly, I would also like to say that it's my understanding that the commissioners, you guys are going to be restructuring the strategic planning committee, which will take place further along in this meeting. And I think this is just an integral part of the piece of that puzzle for us to, to help the council with strategic planning and budgeting for future projects. And then thirdly, I'd like to say that I really feel like they will help us to maximize all of our budget potential grant opportunities that we have, so that we can make the most of every grant opportunity and receive every dollars that we can, which will help to stretch our local tax dollars and just help us with our budget in general. So make the most of the opportunities that we have. So with those three things, I would just request that you please sign it. And we really, in summary, I'd just like to also say that we're hoping to begin meeting with them on a regular basis starting in January. And with that, I'd be happy to I don't know if Mike has any comments to make.
I guess additional comments that I'll make is that in any good business, you have a set of trusted advisors in council. County is no different than any good business. You have a good attorney on staff, you have accountants, you have department heads, and now we're looking at having a financial institution or financial help here. County government has become very complicated since all the funny money has come to the county from different levels. And I feel that there's some things in the past that we have missed an opportunity on that they could really help us with. With that being said, however, I think we need to have clear direction of travel for how we're going to utilize this. And I would respectfully request that we give them at least 6 months to that, then will, in turn will be a year that we've been with Reedy to really analyze and see what they can do for the county. But I feel in our long-term goals, we've always kind of struggled, number one, with long-term goals, and number two, with how we're going to fund those goals. And if they bring one grant to the table that covers their fees, in essence, this costs the county zero. So I would support it.
It's also from discussion with both of you, my understanding that there will be a system in place to monitor, you know, kind of a KPI type thing to monitor, you know, how they're doing, and also that we can terminate it,
Right.
I believe at any time.
Right.
Right, and
At the end
that's
of any
why
month.
I think a quarterly meeting is paramount in keeping everyone on the same page, giving us a chance to review progress being made. So I think that's the utmost importance that we include that.
And also just a chance to give them the opportunity, or us opportunity to ask them questions, so that they can clarify anything to us that we may need.
And they realize this too, obviously, so they realize they have to perform or
Yes,
we're done.
Yes, they do. I mean, we tried to schedule this, like I said before in the last meeting, we had a scheduling conflict. I mean, Marcia can verify, I was working hard trying to get this scheduled in December, and it just didn't work out, not because of them. So they realize that, they want to do that, they're excited about it. I think once everybody has an opportunity to meet with them, you'll all be excited too.
And I guess I would go on further to say that I am one that my thought process has always been that if I hire a consultant and I don't listen to what the consultant has to say, or I don't utilize the consultant to the full potential, I need to let that consultant go. So I think, you know, we need to keep on top of this in a quarterly fashion and then, you know, come to a conclusion. But the ultimate decision is yours. We're only the financial side or the fiscal side. You are the executive branch, so it's going to be up to you.
Okay. Thank
Okay.
you both.
Thank you.
My comments are, shout out to our auditor's office and the people that we have employed and have been elected by the people in this county to do county business. And I think we have people on staff, and they've, in the past and looking to the future, have all the capability and expertise and experience to do what we're going to be asking these people to do. And it's an additional expenditure. I think we have the people here that can do what needs to be done. Needs to be better communication. I mean, you live in glass houses, you shouldn't throw rocks, and I think that's happened, and it's unfortunate that's happened. But if you give us your word that you're going to keep on top of this,
Yep.
I mean,
And as
we
you,
gave them 6 months,
Yes.
okay? And they don't make meetings, and they
Right.
switch things around in budgets, and it's confusing to department heads. I
Right.
mean, there's things that have happened in this 6 months that shouldn't have happened, and I think they have to bear the brunt of that. So
Right.
if you're willing to do that, knowing full well that we have the people here, I feel, in talking with them and seeing what they've done, we've never had any issues with finances, meeting deadlines. We've always got accolades from the state for finishing our work on time and without error. And I think we can continue to do that. But I'm willing to go along with you if that's what you say you're going to do. So,
yeah, I appreciate those comments, Bob. To add to that is that I feel that we do have an excellent staff. They have done an excellent job. But with the complexity of things in today's world, another set of eyes, it doesn't hurt at times. And, you know, there again, if they're not bringing value to the county, then we reassess. And I will be one of the very first ones to stand in line with you to say, we're not bringing value to the county.
Very good.
I believe that, Mike.
Yep.
Is that a
Thank
motion?
you,
Thank
appreciate
you
it.
so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Is that a motion, Bob?
No, I don't think we need a motion. I think we already did it.
No,
No. You do. We need a motion.
I'll make a motion to approve
To approve the contract with,
as written for 12 months.
Yeah.
has written for 12 months,
'Cause we-
and with the addendum of the standard terms for the county contracts.
Yes, yes. Because in the contract, we're able to cease and desist at any time if we so choose, so. It's not, it's,
No,
it's
an
12
annual-
months.
It's
Okay.
12 months.
Well, I think we got to give them 12 months to be able to,
I was thinking the council okayed 6 months, wasn't it?
The contract as presented, Bob, is for 12 months. If you wanted to make adjustment to that, you'd have to make a motion to do so, but the contract as presented is for 12 months.
Okay.
If you're more comfortable, make it for 6.
Can I just comment really quick? I might be mistaken, but I know it is for 12 months, but I think in there it says it can be terminated at any time. But maybe I misread that.
That's my understanding.
I said
Yeah,
there's-
Kathy, it may, but when I pulled it up, I didn't see that. Do you know where that?
I mean,
Is-
I didn't bring it with me,
Yeah,
but
I-
I did read it closely. There were 2 pages. There was like a cover page, and then there was a regular, contract. So I believe it said there, because I did look that. I did-
Yeah, so there's the 2 pages, which says that it will, and I'll just quote from it. Our fee for the above ongoing services for the county will be fixed at an amount of $60,000 annually. Per discussion with the county, this will be billed at an annualized amount that is consistent on a monthly basis to assist in transparency of cash flow. So that does not reference that it
I
can be
can sit back there and
terminated.
read it while you guys continue.
Well,
Oh,
I think Mike made the reference that it's been 6 months so far, and we give them another 6 months, it'll be a year. That'll give us a broad enough scope to understand whether they're going to be able to help us or not.
right,
That
yeah.
was just his comment just now, so
Yeah, I'm
that's what
support
I
that.
seconded, was his,
Yeah.
But this will be a whole other year.
I know, that's the problem. It should be 6 months.
so we can just make the clarification that it can be terminated by either party upon 30 days' notice and with the addition of our standard terms.
Okay, very good.
so I mean, I would want the contract to be for 12 months with that ability to be able to cancel it within 30 days. Is they're still going to give us the,
Right.
Right. Okay, so that's your motion?
that's my motion.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye. Okay.
Aye.
Opposed? All right. The ayes have it. Morning, Bob.
Morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
So we're bringing to you
Rob, sorry.
today one of the 2 contracts we need to bring to you. Unfortunately, the Chenworth contract is not ready to go at this point in time. We're still working on the scope of that contract. But the Trail Master Plan contract, I hope you all have copies of it. You may recall that's a combination of ARPA funds, some funds that Winona Lake has, and maybe some Community Foundation money to get up to the $100,000 amount of the contract. It's through TSW, as they're the prime contractor. They did Forward Kosciuszko. I was greatly impressed when we met with them that they already had such a great base level of what we wanted and understood where we wanted to go. They were, I think, ready on day one. So I'd ask for approval of that contract.
Rob, I want to thank the Park and Rec Board for their hard work, because I know this has been a process you've walked through, and I think you've made a great choice. And TSW, they did our, countywide comprehensive plan, and that information, that relationship they already have with all these small communities in our county, I think is really going to leverage well as we look to take this to the next step. So I'd make a motion to approve the signing of this contract.
Second.
Okay, any discussion?
That, also with the addendum of our standard terms.
Okay. All right. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
And opposed? Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
Rob.
welcome.
Andrew? Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning. How are you?
Good
Good.
morning.
Good. I'm here just requesting signature for your approval of Purdue University's contract
contractual agreement between Purdue Extension and Kosciuszko County government. So just a signature of approval.
More of the same, huh?
More of the same.
Very
yeah.
good.
Okay.
Okey-dokey.
We have to have our standard. Okay, I
No.
don't think so.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Okay, any discussion? All's in favor, aye?
Very
Aye.
good.
All right.
Thank you.
Thanks, Andrew. Sheriff? You're not the sheriff.
No, I'm not. Good morning. I'm here this morning just to clarify some confusion from our CHIRP grant applications from last meeting. I'm here presenting today the CHIRP DUI Task Force for $8,000 and the grant application for stop arm violation for $13,000. The grant application for the Click It to Live It of $19,000 was signed on the last meeting, November the 21st of 2023. So today I'm just asking for the approval of the DUI task force and the stop arm violation side of that CHIRP grant.
Total of 21,000.
Correct,
Okay.
yes.
Very good. I'll make a motion to accept his request.
Okay.
Second?
Any discussion, questions? All's in favor, aye?
Aye.
Thank you.
Betcha. Keep up the good work.
All right. Where's Matt?
Good morning.
Morning, sir.
Matt.
We've got two things for you this morning. The first one we have is a recommendation on a rezoning request. And this is a request for rezoning from Ag to Ag 2 for Earlwine. And get you a map here so you can see where we're at.
Morning, Steve.
So, we are in Turkey Creek Township, 900 north, just about a quarter mile to the east of State Road 13. Petitioner is outlined there in blue. That's the property in question to be rezoned to Ag 2. Everything you see on the map is around it, Zone Ag. Up to the northeast, you've got the residential off of Papakichi as well as Wawasee. Recommendation from the Plan Commission was a unanimous recommendation to rezone from Ag to Ag 2 with the petitioner's offer that this would only be a two-lot subdivision. That would be the next step, obviously, but it was a recommendation to rezone from Ag to Ag 2.
Okay. Anyone here wishing to speak in favor?
Steve Snyder on behalf of the petitioner. This is one of those situations where the family farm has been divided several times. There are no sales off left. We have a grandchild that wants to put a house. The house would go on one lot, which would be approximately 15 acres. The second lot has a house on it already, an old farmhouse. It would be on a 5-acre lot. We'd be able to meet all the setbacks required in an Ag 2 district. The plat obviously will be the next step. Drainage isn't going to be an issue on a 15-acre lot. We've had discussions with the neighbors. They're satisfied with the proposed arrangement for a two-lot subdivision. That should solve all the problems.
Good deal. Okay. Anyone else in favor? Anyone opposed? Okay, we'll close the meeting to the public and make a decision.
I'll make a motion that we accept the unanimous recommendation of area plan.
Second that?
Okay. All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay.
Keeps harmony in the family.
The next thing we have for you is renewal of a contract for our drainage reviews. As you know, Kosciuszko County does have a stormwater erosion control ordinance that does require stormwater to be controlled and reviewed for projects, subdivisions, major other commercial projects. For that, we have contracted in the past with Emmons Engineering, and what they have provided to us is their new renewal contract. It would be the same as previous contract, that this would be, each review would be addressed on its own merits at $750 a review, flat fee for the review, and then any as-built needed to review the stormwater calculations that are provided, as well as conversations back and forth with their engineers, talking engineer to engineer, something that I'm not the level to do, so.
Makes sense. Okay, we'll need a motion on that.
Make a motion we accept. They haven't increased their rate at all?
The rate did go up last contract renewal. We had been paying 500 a review, but it went up to the 750.
Okay.
Okay. Any discussion?
Well, the question I guess I had,
Yeah.
can we put a stipulation in the contract that it's month to month?
I believe you have that power. It's a year long, but you have the ability to place that a month to month. I would assume Ed's going to be the expert on how to verbiage that, but if it's, can be canceled or revoked at any
So would
time.
you
I
amend?
make that a part of my motion.
Okay,
I'd second that.
okay. Any discussion or questions?
So just to make sure that we are clear, that the agreement it says the agreement will terminate on December 31, 2024. Your motion is to amend that so that it is a month-to-month contract. Is that
Correct.
Correct, okay.
Thank you.
Now, we won't need to approve it each month, but each month we can cancel it if we wanted to.
Yeah, that's right, and then we will modify that agreement with a strike-through and
Right.
addition.
Any other discussion? All's in favor, aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay.
Thank you very much, guys. That's
Thank
all I
you.
got for you today.
You're welcome, Matt. Thank you.
Ed, you're on.
Okay, we've got a couple of resolutions for the board to consider. The first one is a resolution establishing the Kosciuszko County Strategic Planning Committee. I will read relevant portions of that resolution. The resolution itself is somewhat long. The full resolution will be made available to anybody who wants it, and to the press. Will provide them with a PDF or a Word document for that full resolution. After I read the applicable portions, the board can take it up for consideration and discussion. The title of the resolution is Resolution Establishing the Kosciuszko County Strategic Planning Committee. Whereas, one, the board is empowered to form advisory committees as it from time to time deems necessary. Two, the board has determined that it is in the best interest of the county to establish a committee to advise on the matters described on Exhibit A attached to this resolution. Now therefore, the following is hereby determined, established, and resolved by the board. One, the board does hereby establish and form the Kosciuszko County Strategic Planning Committee. The committee's purpose is to serve the board in an advisory capacity, which will include, but is not limited to, the matters described on Exhibit A attached to this resolution. The committee shall consist of the following 5 members, subject to their consent to so serve. 1, the Kosciuszko County Sheriff. 2, the Kosciuszko County Highway Superintendent. 3, the Kosciuszko County Administrator. 4, a member of the board appointed by the commissioners. That is, the board is defined as the commissioner, so it'll be a commissioner that is appointed by the commissioner. A member of the county council of Kosciuszko County appointed by the Kosciuszko County Council will be the 5th member. 4, the committee is an advisory committee only and does not have the authority to implement any recommendation the committee develops, makes, or approves. The committee does not have any other authority, whether general or specific, to bind the board or the county. 5, no committee member shall receive any salary or compensation for serving as a committee member. 6, pursuant to Indiana Code 5-14-1.5-2A5, all meetings of the committee are subject to Indiana open door law. So passed and adopted by the Board of Commissioners of Kosciuszko County, Indiana, this 19th day of December. And for the matters that the board is to advise on that are attached as Exhibit A, that states that limited by and subject to the restrictions and other statements in the resolution, the Strategic Planning Committee may, 1, advise the board to provide an in-depth assessment of the infrastructure needs in the county. 2, identify possible infrastructure investments and improvements in the county. 3, identify investment opportunities to improve the quality of life in the county and to better utilize county assets. 4, create sustainable property management and maintenance plans for county buildings and properties. 5, work with consultants to assess the possibilities and feasibility of applicable projects in the county. 6, work with financial consultants on funding mechanisms to propose projects to maximize use of county tax dollars. 7, present recommendations to the board regarding the above and possible future projects. 8, present recommendations to the county council for funding of the above matters that are approved by the Board of Commissioners. And then 9, request, receive, and review information in furtherance of the above. That resolution is submitted for consideration.
I would just like to add to what Ed said. This is a committee that we've had for a number of years, but it's not really operating in official capacity. It's just we had people get together and plan, and this is a way to formalize what's been done. So it's not something new, but it's formalizing something, so.
As well as, I guess, I see just the opportunities that we have in our county right now. It's an exciting time to be part of Kosciuszko County government, and there's just a lot of opportunities that are presenting themselves with different grant opportunities, some of the ORI money, other things that the state's doing to invest in our community. So just having a plan so we can be prepared and ready for that, I think, is what's really going to help us be able to maximize grant and other funding opportunities that are presenting themselves. So I would make a motion to approve the forming of the Strategic Planning Committee.
Second.
Okay, any other discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
And opposed? All right, Ed, thank you.
Second resolution is a resolution amending and restating employment of relatives / nepotism in the Kosciuszko County Personnel Policies Handbook. This resolution is being presented to amend the county anti-nepotism policy so that it mirrors what the state requirements are rather than having further restrictions. Those further restrictions that were previously in the anti-nepotism policy of the county restricted the sheriff's department and other departments from having in each and every circumstance any relative that is in the same department, even if that relative was not in the direct line of supervision of another relative. This resolution will just bring us in compliance with what is required by the state, but will not forbid relatives working in a department if they are not in the direct line of supervision. That resolution, along with the actual language that is required by the state, will be provided to anybody that requests it. It'll be provided to the press as well in terms of a PDF or a Word document. So that resolution is presented for you guys to consider.
Well, I think the key thing is that we're trying to get our policies to match what the state's requirements are. And, I'd make a motion to approve the personnel policy change.
Second.
Okay, any question or discussion? All those in favor, aye?
Aye.
Okay. Got one more thing there, Ed.
I do. Third resolution to be considered is a resolution approving the 2024 sheriff's salary contract. I'll read that resolution. Whereas one, the 2024 sheriff's salary contract 2024 agreement is attached here too. Two, the 2024 agreement is substantively the same as the 2023 agreement, except that the salary of the sheriff has been raised $5,000 to $120,515 for 2024, and references to 2023 have been changed to 2024. Three, the Board of Commissioners is the executive body of the county government pursuant to the Indiana Code and is required to approve a sheriff's contract for. The board believes it is in the best interest of the county and its citizens to enter into the sheriff's salary agreement for the reasons stated in the recitals of the agreement, which are incorporated herein by reference. Now, therefore, the following is hereby resolved by the board. One, the agreement is hereby approved by the board. Two, the president of the board is hereby authorized to execute the agreement on behalf of the board. That resolution and the sheriff's salary contract that is attached will also be made available to anybody requested and to the press as well. Submitted for consideration.
Thank you, Ed.
Make a motion, we accept the recommendation.
Make a motion to, I mean, just for reference, the $5,000 increase is the same amount that the other officers, all police officers got as part of their salary increase for the 2024
It
budget.
was a flat fee
Right,
or
it's a
flat raise instead of,
And I guess the other thing is I just commend Jim to continuing to want to negotiate with commissioners and with his salary. You know, I know that's maybe not something we'd had for a few years in the past, so appreciate his efforts to want to work with the county, so appreciate that, Jim. I'd second that motion.
Okay. So Sheriff, do you have anything you want to add?
No, when I was asked about it, I certainly wasn't going to take any more than the rest of our department received, so this makes sense. So very content with it. Appreciate it.
I think that's commendable.
My comment is I wouldn't do it for that money, but if you want to, that's fine.
What'd you say about it?
I wouldn't do it for
He
that
didn't
kind of
say
money,
anything.
but if you want to, that's fine.
All right, we have a motion and a second.
I know what you go through and I know what you do for our county and it's value for sure.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. The ayes have it. Thank you, Sheriff. Thank you, Ed.
You're welcome.
You all set?
I'm done.
All right. Marcia?
Okay, the first item I have is the capital improvement plan for the edit fund pursuant to IC 6-3.6. The county is required to have a 3-year plan, and this plan covers 24, 25, and 26.
I'd make a motion to approve. I know I
Second.
worked with that, with Marcia on that. I mean, it's one of those things that I'm trying to have a plan for the future. So, I mean, it's good to be able to have that laid out.
To approve the plan and adopt the order adopting the amended and restated
Yep.
edit plan.
Yep.
Okay. Motion?
Motion. I think Bob
Yeah,
said.
I already did.
Second. All right, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Next, I have a proposal from J&K Communications. This is for the hardware and software warranty on the public communication safety equipment and software. I'll let Carrie cover that.
Yeah, I know that we'd spent some time talking with J&K and also Kenwood Radios just to confirm what was all included in their warranty, kind of extended warranty. The software portion of it is something that pretty much we have to do just because that is, skip the updates for the software. So they broke out that between the software and the hardware, but the hardware is something that we do not have to take. And I guess I would propose that, or make a motion that we accept the software warranty only, not the hardware warranty. Seeing as though the cost of that, I think that we could bank those funds up, and if we had to replace some hardware, we'd have the funds to be able to do that, so.
I agree.
Is that for the 1 year, 5 years?
It'll be for the 5-year.
5 years, okay.
Yep. 5-year, but the software warranty only.
Correct.
I agree with that. Second the motion.
Okay. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Ayes have it. Marcia, you have anything else?
I do. Next up is the appointments, and the auditor's office has asked that I read these, so they have these in their minutes. So bear with me. So Alcoholic Beverage Commission is Alan Aldifer, that's a 1 year. Area Plan Board, Kevin McSherry, 4 years. Arrowhead RC&D, Stanley Moore, 4 years. ARPA, Carrie Groninger, 1 year. Board of Zoning Appeals for the Area Plan Commission, Kevin McSherry and Lee Harmon for 1 year. Bowen Center, Jim Smith would be a 1 year. Community Corrections Advisory, this was 4-year appointments, Brad Voles, Tony Garza, Pam Kennedy. Cyber Incident State Reporter, Eric Sorensen. Cyber Incident Committee, Marcia McSherry, Carrie Groninger, Kimberly Cates, Chris McCann, Ann Torpy, and Melissa Boggs, and Kip Shooter. Drainage Board, Carrie Groninger. Emergency Management, Carrie Groninger. Health and Wellness Committee, Marcia McSherry, Rob Bishop, Bobby Burkhart, Cheryl McGettrick, and Shannon Shepard of the 4-H Extension serves as consultant. The JRAC Committee, Austin Rovenstein. KCC RVC, Matt Metzger. These are all 2-year appointments, John Hall and Kathy Ray and Mark Skibowski. KEDCO, Brad Jackson. MACOG, Carrie Groninger. MRED, Zach Tucker and Rob Parker. OrthoWorks, Brad Jackson. Parks and Rec Board, Matt Metzger for 2 years. Peta Boa, Christy Mayer, and Phyllis Olinger. Public Safety Communications Tech Committee, these are all one-year appointments. Kip Shooter, Anthony Doyle, Brad Keller, Brian Mayo, Kevin McSherry, Mike Foster, Mike Yazel, Amanda C., and Josh Spangle. Redevelopment Commission, these are one-year appointments, Dan Tystrup, Mike Metzger, and Doug Haynes. And Brad Johnson is a 2-year appointment. The Security Committee, these are all one-year appointments, Brad Bowles, Mike Mulligan, Judge Mike Reed, Kerry Groninger, Mike Spiegel, and Marcia McSherry. St. Joseph River Basin, John Roberts, and Wage Committee, Brad Jackson. If you will approve all of those in one motion.
I'd make the motion to approve all those.
I just have one question.
Need a second, we can talk.
Okay, you want to second that? Gary?
Second that.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Doug Haynes was up higher on the list, and was that a change? I know there were some things edited on this list.
Yes, yes.
Okay, so he's moved down to the other, okay, just clarifying.
Yes, that was the recommendation.
Okay. All right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Okay, so the 2024 department head appointments, County Administrator Marcia McSherry, County Attorney Ed Ormsby, GIS Bill Holder, County Highway Superintendent Steve Moriarty, Homeland Security LEPC Kip Shooter, HR Director Kathy Reed, Systems Administrator Bob Momeyer, Veterans Officer Daryl McDowell, and Weights and Measures Rob Barker. You would approve those?
Motion for those? I'd make a motion we accept as presented.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye. Okay.
Okay, we have some miscellaneous appointments and recommendations for 2024. Those would be the Bell Memorial Public Library, a reappointment of Chris Rassi for 4 years. If you want to go ahead and approve each one of these, because they're all for different boards.
Make a motion we accept Chris Rassi for Bell Memorial.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Board of Health reappointment, Terry Owens, 4 years.
Make a motion we accept Terry Owens for health.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Okay.
Drainage Board, James Scott, this is a 4-year appointment.
Make a motion we accept James Scott for Drainage Board for 4 years.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Public Defender, this is a judge's appointment and recommendation, Paul Stolting, that's a 3-year appointment.
Make a motion to accept Paul Stolding for the Public Defender's Office for 3 years.
Second.
All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right.
And that's all I have.
That's enough.
That was enough, Marcia.
Very good. Marcia, you did good.
Rhonda, do you have more than that?
Thank you.
All right, we need to do the election of our officers for next year.
Make a motion for Bob to be president,
Okay. You be vice
and
president,
I'll be vice president.
and I'll be nobody.
I make a motion Kerry Groninger be Vice President. That way you don't appoint yourself as Vice President, Kerry.
Okay, we'll take them separate then. So we have a motion for Bob to serve as president. Do we have a second? You're allowed to second that, Bob.
You want me to second that? Is that what you're saying?
Unless you don't want to be president.
I second it.
All those in favor? Aye.
I
Aye.
appreciate your confidence in me.
Okay. Bobby, or need a motion for
Make a
Kerry's
motion
service.
Kerry Groninger be appointed as Vice President for 2024.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right. Any office holders, department heads have anything come before us? Anybody else have anything come before us?
Whew.
Morning, Travis.
Mr. McConnell, welcome.
Commissioners, I just wanted to make you aware of an incident out at Pearson Woods Academy, ask you to look into it and see what, if anything, we can do about it. Obviously, it's more of a state legislature issue than anything like that before. It has been an issue that the commissioners, the Board of Commissioners have gotten into before in the past. About 10 years ago, a letter was written to the legislature. So I don't know if that's something that could be done again, but it continues to be an issue that costs our taxpayers a lot of money, headache, the sheriff's office as well as others. And there just continue to be a lot of issues out there where there's not any sort of accountability for this organization. Here's a copy of a front page article from the Indy Star. If you have any other questions or like any other info, I'd be happy to ask anything that you have.
Anybody have any questions?
No, just a comment. I appreciate your due diligence in this. Obviously, it's something you have a passion for, and we appreciate that. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, Travis.
Thank you, Travis.
Anybody else? If not, our next meeting is scheduled for January 16th. We will not have one on the 2nd, just FYI. David, you get that? You'll be all by yourself if you show up.
Get it? Oh, doggone it.
All right. Thank you, everyone. Wow. That's pretty bad. It makes front page of the Indy Star. What?